Hello, Hello. This is Rock of 80 again, and I'm back with Game 2. It's taken me a couple days to upload it, I'm sorry. Game 2 between artwheat and LEGACYknight, in which artwheat is a Zerg, and LEGACYknight is a Protoss, and this was taking place at a tournament that LEGACYknight participated in, and they are gold level players. So, as soon as my replay loads, I will begin casting it. I've watched this replay once before, but I do not remember. I remember who wins, and I'll keep that mum, but I don't remember much else about it. One thing somebody pointed out to me on the last replay I uploaded was that I left the progress bar visible the entire time, so anybody watching was able to tell exactly when it was about to end. So, yes, as this loads, I will hide the progress bar so you cannot see when we are getting close to the replay, like a smart person would. Then I'm drinking Red Stripe Hooray beer. Not best enough, but whatever. Okay, so artwheat, bottom left corner, is the orangish Zerg, and the dark green Protoss LEGACYknight in the top right corner. They are again playing on Cloud Kingdom, the same map that their last game took place on. The only difference this time is that they have switched spawning positions, with LEGACYknight now being in the top, and artwheat now being in the bottom left. Speed up a little bit, because it's the beginning and nothing's going on. Alright, so a quick recap of last game is that we saw we saw LEGACYknight do an excellent job of building a strong economy by taking a fast early expansion, which it looks like he's going to be doing again, and just build tons of probes, way more than artwheat. Now, while LEGACYknight did do a good job building probes, artwheat actually did a phenomenally bad job of building drones. So let's see if he does a good job responding to that mistake in his last game, and see if he builds more drones this time around. Because that was definitely his biggest problem in the last game, was that he had zero economy. I believe at the end of the game, the worker count was something like 65 to 17 in LEGACYknight's favor, which is really bad. Remember, I did say before that for Zerg to play strong against Protoss or Terran players, they need to have at least one more base than their opponent. That's more or less a requirement unless you are going for an all-in, which Zergs don't really have the tendency of doing very often, except in ZVZs. So, looks like a extractor first opening, which could indicate artwheat intending to get some speed on the field. LEGACYknight doing the forge first expansion again, and again he doesn't include the pylon in his wall in here, which I think is unusual, especially for a Zerg who does not go hatch first. What? Okay, so okay, it's pylon blocked. No wonder. Okay, this is actually quite interesting because this is very different from what we saw last game. Artwheat is putting this hatch down way sooner than he did before. So I guess in that way, LEGACYknight does know that he's actually probably going to be safe from this right here, and it doesn't so much matter that he was not able to wall in time. He's warping in a cannon instead of a nexus, or instead of a gateway, though, so it's kind of interesting. So yeah, again, I find this interesting. Artwheat getting that extra base a lot faster. Using these drones to take out the probe, I'm not really sure that was 100% necessary. It looks like he even lost a drone in the process. If you look at workers killed, yeah, we're at 1-to-1. Not really sure what the point of that was. I guess he was afraid of a cannon rush or something like that. That's fine. Now I'm going to point out right now we're seeing 21 probes by LEGACYknight to only 10 drones by artwheat. It's already really bad, and in fact 2 of those drones were being used to attack this. So already LEGACYknight way ahead in drones. See, he doesn't have any units yet, but that's actually fine. Nothing happens before 6 minutes anyways. You don't need to be building units, just drone, or, probe. Very good. It looks like artwheat may be trying to get something done with these lings. He hasn't even begun researching speed, though, which completely negates the purpose of getting this extractor so fast. In fact, he's just wasting away income that he could be getting minerals. He's just using it in gas that he doesn't need. That's kind of sad. Third base now set for artwheat going down, except he's not really making drones in this one, even though he doesn't have the money to. Where is your money going? What does this production tab look like? He's just not making drones as fast as he needs to. It's one thing to fast expand. I mean, in fact, this is a perfectly normal time to be taking a third base as Zerg, but you just need to be. He needs to have made more drones in the beginning before he even tried to do that. He's going to get some Zerglings in here, and not sure what he'll be able to accomplish. Looks like he will take out a couple probes, so that's actually good. I don't know if ultimately, though, in the units count, he'll be able to get that to matter, because the workers is still 23 to 9. It's really bad by artwheat and really good by LEGACYknight. I'm actually sort of calling into question whether or not artwheat is in fact a gold level player. I know LEGACYknight is, in fact he is a career platinum player, I believe. I am not convinced that artwheat is the same, because his drones are, that's not how Zerg wins matches, especially this business right here of drones sitting here doing nothing, and these many drones sitting here doing nothing, when they should be mining, and he should already be way more saturated than this, and he's not making larva injects with his queen. This is a lot of bad. The good is that we see that his mind's sort of in the right place. He knows to take these expansions. He just needs to work on. Look, these drones are still sitting there. That's really bad. I mean, there's some acceptable harass, but there's still so many probes. It doesn't matter. The threat's over. He's sending those back. He's got acceptable saturation on these two bases. Especially for not even mining gas. I mean, yeah, he's got 12 workers at each base. It's acceptable, especially at this stage in the game. And you know, once he takes these gas, he can just get more workers, and that'll be perfectly fine. Finally, does artwheat realize that, oh my gosh, I need to actually make these drones work, otherwise I'm wasting them. He has begun researching speed at 8.5 minutes into the game, so that's pretty good. It's good that he finally remembered that. And that's what we see so far. Kind of uneventful first 9 minutes of this game. A lot of times during the first 9 minutes, a lot more stuff would have happened. I think that LEGACYknight may have been, without scouting too thoroughly, may have been expecting it all. Hi, whatever I was just saying, totally ignore it, because my wife actually walked in behind me with the camera on, and while she wasn't really wearing a whole lot of clothes, and it was unexpected, and the camera saw her, and so I'm restarting this midstream, and we'll just continue to go from here. So pretend that that didn't happen, and yeah, so let's continue this game. Again, whatever I was saying, I have no idea what I was saying, so ignore it. Okay, right now what we do have is artwheat down here with the, I mean, he's on these 3 bases, but he's not really using the most out of these 3 bases. He's 2 workers here, 4 workers here. It's really small. These queens are not injecting what I think they need to. And yeah, just, I mean, not a whole lot of forces out yet. We're at 11 minutes, so it's sort of unusual, but hey, what are you gonna do? Right now we have some defense being set up right here in the natural by LEGACYknight. These are some pylons that I would call them defensive pylons, because they can be used probably primarily for warpins of stalkers and things of that nature, in case mutas try to come in and do some damage. Or static defense works well too, so we'll see some static defense coming up there by LEGACYknight. This is fun because we are going to see a Dark Shrine, which means Dark Templar will enter the field. And, of course, Blink is being researched, so it looks like we might not see an attack until after Blink has finished. So there'll be some Blink fun. Looks like LEGACYknight pinged down here into the bottom left corner, but I believe that may have simply just been a misclick. Alright, so it looks like LEGACYknight has loaded up some Dark Templar into his Warp Prism, and might do some Dark Templar drops. Artwheat we see has 0 detection. Artwheat has no detection. In fact, I'm going to guess that LEGACYknight is aware of this because he has an observer hovering right over his freaking base, and Artwheat doesn't even know that. So, Artwheat. What I do like right now is that Artwheat must have noticed that, hey, I don't have drones, so he made a shit ton of drones. I mean, a lot of drones. A lot of drones. But guess what? It's about to be not so many drones when these Dark Templar come in and exploit the gross lack of detection we see here. And it's going to be a warp in right here. And the Queen trying to do her best to kill that warp prism, but it ain't going to matter because he's about to lose his lair. Which means now he can't even get any Overseers. So his only option for detection is static Spore Crawlers, which is not the kind of detection I'm going to guess that Artwheat is hoping for right here. You see these Hydralisks that Artwheat decided to make, serving literally no purpose. And this Dark Templar is probably just going to have a field day right here. In the meantime, you can see the main base of Artwheat being completely cleaned up by the Dark Templar. And I would like to point out this is a lot of Dark Templar. 8 right here alone. Wow, and this is unusual. 7 Scythe Dark Templar and only 1 Sword Dark Templar. So, it's kind of strange odds, I would guess. But now they're dying somehow. Oh, okay, he sent some of them to attack this Spore Crawler and focus it down, but Spore Crawlers are not easy to focus down when they have Spine Crawlers directly behind them, so not the best choice there. However, this hatchery is about to die, and what we are going to see is a 1-base Zerg against 2-base Protoss. And Zerg will be unable to counterattack because of all this jazz right here, including these probes that are currently not mining or anything, so that's cool. Some Stalkers warped in here, some Dark Templar warped in there. This base is literally non-existent, and once he decided to commit to an attack right here, that will be GG. I don't know why he hasn't decided to just call upon this force and use it, because he sees literally everything Artwheat has, and what Artwheat has ain't a lot. Suffice it to say. And he just lost his only form of detection, so up there comes the Spore Crawler. Fortunately, I think that may be out of detection range. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, well. Stalkers. Stalkers, more Dark Templar. With the Spore Crawler guys. Again, not much can be done. Here, Artwheat chooses to sacrifice all of his drones, which is fine. But probably, most players would probably GG by now. I don't really foresee there being a whole lot of reason left for him to still be in the game. But, yeah, no GG happening yet, even though in this second game, I think it's safe to say that LEGACYknight has wrapped this up sufficiently for himself, and that would, of course, place him 2-0, eliminating Artwheat. And, yeah, the Spore Crawler is about to die. A lot of Zerglings being warped in. A Spore Crawler dies, and immediately the GG from Artwheat. Okay, so he was banking on this Spore Crawler being alive still when these Zerglings spawn, and him just being able to clean it all up. I'm not sure that there's really been enough Zerglings to clean that up anyways. Too little too late, Artwheat says, and I would say that is an accurate summation of gameplay both of these games, really. Again, I am not convinced that Artwheat is in fact a gold level player. If I played like that in the Gold League as Zerg, I would never win a single game. Like, literally not even one. And yeah, I mean, he did, in his defense, catch up on drones later in the game, and that was really his too little too late, was the catching up to equal number of drones way later in the game. And the fact of the matter is, against Protoss, you have to have more drones to be at an even keel. You gotta just be ahead in the work account. You can't let the Protoss get ahead of you. That's what Artwheat did, and now Artwheat faced a 0-2 loss to LEGACYknight. So excellent job to LEGACYknight. Artwheat has a lot he needs to work on, and to everybody else, I'll see you next time.